Hello there, good afternoon everybody. How are you today? Let me just move that out of the way. Hope you're having a lovely day. How exciting. Our new website is up and running, I know, and lots of you ordering already. I just want to say first of all, before we say to the hellos, thank you. Thank you to all of you for all of your support, all of the people who were, I didn't realise how many to be honest, all of the people that we had registered on the old website, over 8,000 of you have now been carried across with the email addresses to the new website, but you will have to reset your passwords, I'm afraid. Let's do a few hellos and then I'll talk to you more about the website. So who's in first on YouTube? Christy Hernandez, hello to you. Hi Megan, hi Mandy, and Helen in Antigua. It's 11 o'clock in the morning over there, 4 o'clock in the afternoon over here, Helen. Hi Joe in Essex, and breezy, says Alison in Ledbury. Hello Christine. Barbara in Illinois. Megan, I'm glad you like the new website and thanks for your message this morning. The new website's great. She said, oh, thank you so much. Janet, stop ironing, for goodness sake. Oh, Mary, thanks for popping in. No, you can't stay long, but nice to see you. That's Mary in Paxos in Greece. Soggy in Horton, Nicola. Are you soggy or is the weather soggy? Alicia says, Debbie desde Mexico. Very wrong, isn't it? In Mexico. Hello. Who's on YouTube? Elizabeth Furston in sunny Hornsea. Kathy and Julie. Hello. Hello, Bonnie. Crafternoon, Sarah, to you too. Gosh, we've got so many comments already. Apologies again if I miss anybody. Hi Stephanie, Caroline, just making one of the cushion covers you did 11 months ago. Oh, changed from baby things. Sunny in Devon, hi Anne, hi, oh, and Glennis and Camilla, and there's so many of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm not seeing very much on Facebook. We had a Facebook problem the other day, didn't we? Hopefully we're all right now. Marilyn's making a caftan. Oh. Right, let's go down to the bottom of Facebook. I know I've missed loads of your comments. I do apologise about that. Jackie in Swaddling Coat. Debbie's in Switzerland. Anne, what's the problem with the website? Send us a message. It's customer service at debbieshawsewing.com. Today, Megan, oh sorry, Megan, I'm spending far too long saying hello to everybody. We're going to make a bag, a little pouch like this. I just thought it was quite nice and something a little mess in here. I'm a little bit disorganised today, I do apologise. A little bit different because it's got kind of a concealed zip on the front of it. So it's something, a blue tack, something really quite simple. But it's a quick make, which is what we like to do in these lives. I also have a ditty, but it's not a ditty of my own, I have to say. It is a customer ditty from Shirley Anstey. I know, you've been sending me your ditties too. Sharon, it's lovely here. Fancy you getting soaked. Leslie, I've never heard of you. No, I don't know what you're doing here. Hi Edith in Oklahoma, and Zeppo in Frome, Freddie from Frome. There is a clip on my YouTube channel. There's a whole section there called A Time Before Sewing, when I was at Children's ITV, and one of the kids who was watching, oh let me think about this, you've just taken me back 30 odd years, sent me a painting of a fireman with no hat on and a very red head, like it had got burnt, and it was like a full-size painting of a fireman, and he was called Freddie from Frome. Let's remember that. Ignore the alarm. Right, okay, so, oh hi Lynette in South Africa, new website. So everything's gone live now. All of the products have been carried over from the old one to the new one. I really hope you enjoy the new website. There's still a bit of tweaking to be done, to be honest, but it's quicker, it's easier to work your way around. It's got a lot more functionality than the previous one we had. So we will be able to do things like gift vouchers. We're going to be able to send out more newsletters and emails and things like that. Give us a while to get used to it, because we'll give Kim a while to get used to it, because she's going to be working behind the scenes like that. Love the colours, and I think it looks a lot nicer, but it's a lot easier to navigate your way around, so you're going to have a better shopping experience with us. Just to put your minds at rest, we do still have the old website at the same time. It's not live, you can't access it, but we have all of your details still there, and we've got all of your orders still there as well. So when you go to the new website, again, you may see your email already registered because we've managed to carry those over, but you will need to create a new password. So it's a whole new site, so you need a new password for it. A lot of you have done that already, and thank you for doing that. So once you've done that, you can place your orders. If you pre-ordered things like my Christmas fabric from the previous website, we've got your names and we've got your addresses, and don't worry, all of those orders are going to be fulfilled as soon as the fabric arrives. Any outstanding orders should have been completed by now from the previous website, so don't be concerned that we've completely scrapped the old website with all of your orders. We haven't, it's still there. We can see it, and all of your orders are going to be fulfilled if they haven't been already. So I hope that's put your mind at rest. Another thing I wanted to mention, that my Debbie Shaw Sewing website is a completely different website to the Half Yard Sewing Club. So whatever changes we make to the Debbie Shaw Sewing website does not affect the Half Yard Sewing Club website. So you don't need to do any changes over there. They're completely separate websites. It's like Waitrose and Amazon. They're completely separate. Because I've had a couple of questions this morning about, do I need to reset my password for the Half Yard Club? No, you don't. That is a completely separate individual website. They're not connected. However, your discount code for the Half Yard Club will still apply on my new website. So when you go to place an order or anything, there'll be a discount code. You use the same code, and members will still get their 10% discount like they did before. Oh, Dawn's got a new computer. Gina, it's going really well with the new website. Thank you. Well, we both are so excited about it. Kim is at the moment updating the website, and there's still new products going on. I'll show you some of those in just a second. Amanda, if you go to the Half Yard Club website for the discount code and go to my blog or about me, there will be a section there which tells you what the code is, and then you can use that when you come to my website. Thanks, Kim, for answering questions like that. If you do have any questions or queries, then don't. I just want to put you. Hi, Mary. I just want to put your minds at rest that we're here. I've been answering questions all day today. That's literally all I've done today. Is sat on the computer answering questions, and most of them are just putting your mind at rest. Things are going to be better, as they say. So it is really exciting. Donna's being thrifty. Yeah, but if you do have any questions or concerns, then do drop us an email, customerservice@debbieshawsewing.com. Hello, I'm Rutra in India. Hello, I don't recognise your name. Is that the first time you're appearing here? Hiya Sunta on YouTube. Oh, thank you very much. It is nice. It is nice and sunny today. What else do I need to tell you about the website? I don't know. I think that's about it. It's quite straightforward, really. But it's not. If you've had a look, let me know what you think. If you've had a look already, if you've had a look around the website, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments. Dawn says my favourite YouTube video is when you're recovering a chair. That is my favourite YouTube video because it has my old dog Alfie. There'll never be another dog like Alfie, who was obsessed with chairs. He had to sit in a chair like a person, but then look away from you, because if you don't look at him, then you can't see him. If you don't make eye contact, you couldn't see him. And when you skip through the videos, he's on the chair, he's off the chair. I bring in another chair for him, trying to recover the chair. He's sat on the chair, he's off the chair. I loved that one purely because of him. Oh, Nicola, thank you. She said, I like the new website. It looks shiny and new and professional. It's the first time we've done this. To be honest, the story behind it, I set up myself the original website because I thought I should have a website for contact details. So the whole first website was entirely my creation. And then when it got bigger and bigger, and Kim came on board working for me, she kind of took over and made it as efficient as we possibly could. And we outgrew it, basically. So we have put quite a large investment into making it more efficient for you. And again, thank you so much for sticking with us through this. It's going to be worth it. It is worth it. It's amazing. I'm so excited about it. Thunderstorm in Scunthorpe. Oh no! Anyway, should we I'm teasing you with the ditty from Shirley. Let me show you some of the new fabrics. News is we have the building blocks back in stock, and lots of it. Yes, we still have your details for everybody that's waiting for it from the previous website, and this will be sent out in the post to you tomorrow. It's literally just arrived through the door. So if you've been waiting for this one, it is back, and it's on the website now so that you can order. Oh, sometimes when you see fabrics on suppliers' websites and they're for pre-order, you don't realise you can actually pre-order fabric from in a year's time. And when this one came through, to be honest, we'd forgotten we'd ordered it. And it's just so beautiful. It was quite a moment when it arrived. Look at this. Oh, Seppo, I can't believe you still remember Freddie from Frome. My brother sent that in. Oh, really? That would have been in 1987? Oh, I remember Freddie from Frome. That's amazing. Oh, tell, is your brother still an artist? Or did he go to work for the fire brigade? Oh, say hello to him for me. That's amazing. Oh, first time, said Dorothy. Hello and welcome along. Anyway, we're looking at this. Isn't this beautiful? We were just, when it arrived, it's just, oh, where did that come from? And I said to Kim, should we have it packaged into bundles? Should we sell it by the half? I don't know how to sell this. But I just think it's amazing. I think it's beautiful. And there's a collection of 5 pieces. Now this is Clothworks fabric. The quality is amazing. The print, the detail, the tiny little lines on the print, it's just all of these things constitute just such a really high quality fabric. But these are the others in the range. If you have a look on the new in on the website, just like on like usual. What does the text say? I don't know, Amanda. It's in Latin, I think. That says chrysanthemum, so it must be Latin names for all of the plants. My sister would know these off by heart. She's very good at her Latino plantation us. Did you do Latin at school? I did Latin at school. 3 years of my life, once a week spent doing Latin. Why? Labor omnia winky, I can remember. Itawera puella. Minima. That's it. That's it. What's the point? Anyway, look at these. So this is a coordinating fabric. Again, all under the new in. You can buy these individually. The birth reference number, all right. But as a collection, if you're a quilter, these are going to be amazing. But if you only want one, they'll buy the half metre. So if you wanted a metre, order 2 and they will come to you joined up. Oh, I love this one. This is my favourite one out of these. Beautiful. Look at those. It's almost like a photograph. They're not digitally printed, but it's that kind of quality. I think they're amazing. You can, Marilyn, get my fabrics in the USA. I have to admit the shipping is quite costly, but we do ship to the States. Ask Nancy J. Hyde. Morning or afternoon, Lisa. Look at these, and again, this is the final one. They'd make such a wonderful collection, they really do. Oh, don't ask me to read this one. They look like old French advertisements. Oh, not all in French. Don't know. But lots of different typefaces and scripts. So that's the collection of 5 of the new Clothworks fabrics. I think they're just gorgeous. And I don't think you need anything else to go with it, to be honest, because the script fabric is so plain. If you wanted to break up, say, the darker one with the dragonflies, then of course you can do, without going for a plain. I think that these two constitute the plain. Hello, Daryl Live. Oh, Deborah. It's all right, you're being late. Trying to get your puppy inside. You don't want a wet puppy. I don't think I've ever had a wet puppy because my puppy is terrified of the rain. Internet problems with the weather. Never had Latin or algebra. Oh, now algebra is a different thing. You should have algebra. That's actually quite useful, isn't it? I don't know. It was a long time ago. We still used logarithm books when I was at school. Do you remember those? That would make lovely trousers. Absolutely, Linda. Oh, Kerrigan? Kerrigan loves the fabric with the writing. Hello, Kerrigan. Anne's got a thunderstorm. Oh, don't send them over here, Anne. They are beautiful, aren't they? I say it was just so lovely when these arrived, and so much as a surprise, because I'm sure these were ordered last year and we forgot. So that's those. We've got more Christmas. You've been going mad for Christmas fabrics. So we're all having Christmas in July at the moment. We've got some new ones. We've got some back in stocks from the previous ones we had for you as well, but these are new. Poinsettia, and then there's Merry Christmas. This is on like it looks, I don't know if it is, but it looks like one of those organic cotton backgrounds. Beautiful. Algebra. I'm sure, Sheila, I'm thinking algebra is useful because it gets your mind working out maths and stuff. And then we've had this before in the cream and the green, but first time we've had this in the red. Virginia, no, we're not making fat quarter bundles. These are by the ½ metre. So the smallest amount you can buy is actually that much. Quite a lot, isn't it? You make a lot of gift bags out of that one. Logarithms. I guess that logarithms and the rule of thumb. Don't remember it. Was that ever useful? Loads of scrunchies you can make from those. Sarah, if I don't tend to keep most of the fabric, to be honest. It goes straight back into the shop because there's so much of it. I wouldn't have time to make everything with everything. But I do keep a little sample of my very favourite ones. Don't always make stuff though. Oh gosh, we've got thunderstorms all over the place, haven't we? Better enjoy the sunshine for a bit after this then. Showed you that, did I not? And then I think these are on, again, these are absolutely brand new today, something for the kids. And they do pair up very well. So these are the nautical ones, so we've got 2 of those. I think if you go for a plain red, or a navy or a yellow, that would be really nice. I'm thinking maybe drawstring bags and laundry bags and things like that. So that's the nautical one. Again, if you have a look on the new section, the new in on the website, just like before, then you'll find these on there. Facebook is paused. We're still going out from here, okay? So I'm hoping that's not all over the place. There we go. Oh, it is, isn't it? We'll chat amongst ourselves for a minute until Facebook comes back again. If you're having thunderstorms, I'm blaming the weather. Right, so it's taking me right back to the beginning. We're okay here, Facebook. Where's that, Nutella? I've not heard of that before. Right, Facebook's okay in London. Oh God, this is the last of the new fabrics that I'm going to show you. There will be more added to the site very soon because a rather large order has just arrived. We just need to get it photographed and ready. And I know Kim's had a particularly busy day down at the office today, carrying over stock from one site to another and adding new stock and all that kind of thing. On our new website, don't you know? Look, we've got planets. So this is the last of the new fabric that we've got at the moment. No thunderstorms in Fort William. Good. So these are from the same collection, so they go together. And again, I think if you've got some plain yellow fabric, like the sunshine yellow that we've got on the website, I think would look gorgeous. Okay, so just a reminder, this is what we're going to make in a minute. And it's a little bit different because it's got like a hidden little zipper pocket. That's all fully lined as well inside the pocket, and the actual bag is all nicely lined as well. I thought I would add some extra little tabs on the end of the zip though, because I like to top stitch around there, and you can't do that when the zip goes straight into the seam. So Fiona, that's what I'm making today. But I have a ditty from Sheila first of all, which is quite nice. I wasn't expecting this. It was lovely when it arrived, so thank you, Sheila. And she says, we tune into Debbie on Wednesday and Saturday, Facebook, YouTube and web. Sometimes it's all go, but sometimes it's woe, as Debbie freezes in the wrong pose. Happens, doesn't it? I know. We continue to watch in hope she returns, and yes, she always does, with fantastic fabrics, handles and books, a club and a lovely make, of course. With chat and info to help us create a bag, a cushion, a mat, and if things get broken, a radio cover we get. You did get that. We hear a woof from Bobbin. We hear a woof from Bobbin, offer of coffee from Gary, and a lovely chat from the fans. So here is to you, Debbie, for keeping us going through COVID, gremlins and heat. She says, we love you to pieces, so please keep on going, never retire from these posts. Thank you very much. Send me a ditty if you have a ditty. I would love to hear from you. Is it chucking it down in Middlesbrough? It would be actually, Lisa, wouldn't it? Because you can make it in any size. I just thought it was a little bit different having that. Should we do it? Having the fabric folded over the zip. Okay, here we go. I'm going to trim this down a bit, so I'll just make sure I've got my cutting tools handy. So, just getting organised, bear with me. 2 zips. We have, for the front of the bag, one piece of fabric which measures 5 inches this way, and that measures, oh, I thought I'd remembered that ever so well. I did write it down. 10 inches across. So 10 inches by 5, and this one is 10 inches by 7. And that's the front of the bag, and we're going to have a zip across the middle of this. So I would have your zip longer than 10 inches. Mine is obviously a lot longer than 10 inches, but if it's 12 inches, that would be fine. Oh, Lisa, email me the rude one. So that's going to be the front. I will also need, oh, I need to cut that down a bit. 2 lining pieces, so another lining piece the same as this and one the same as that for the back of the zip, and then these pieces measure 11 inches this way and 10 inches across. So there's that, there's the back of the pocket, that's going to be the back of the pocket. I'll write these down afterwards, that might be a little bit easier, would it not? 2 lining pieces to the same size, and then I've got a backing piece. Now I've put H640 on the wrong side just of the backing piece. There's so much fabric going on here with the zip section, I didn't think we needed any more wadding and interfacing. So I've just got that on the back. Now this will make a little bit more sense when I start making it up, but we may need to trim some of these pieces down a little bit. Okay. So I just need to cut 2 more pieces to the same side as this. Sorry, I thought I was quite organised today. I think probably the best thing to do would be to, as I have been doing, make a YouTube video of the process. Okay, let's just cut this down. That needs ironing as well, so I need to plug this one in. Glen, the owl fabric's just amazing. I love the colours in it. That round there. Oh, that's gone all over my microphone. So I'm knitting down here with my wires. Let's go there. So we need to cut 10 inches across this way. Not quite square, bear with me. That's that. And then 7 inches and 5 inches. I shall show you what I'm doing in just a second when I've done the prep that I should have done before I came to you. 7 inches, 5 inches, right. Okay, so that's going to be the outside on the top of the zip. It's not wide enough, is it? Cut that wrong. And then I'll need lining pieces cut to the same size. Chat amongst yourselves for just a second while I do that again, honestly. There, now I've dropped it on the floor. So I need 2 pieces that size. Just carry on amongst yourselves for a second while I cut the fabric to the right size, which would have helped in the first place, would it not? A chart of how much you get for fabric. Normally, Julie, we put by the half metre. So if something's available to order by the half metre, 1 unit would be half a metre. But yeah, I'll get Kim to have a look at that if you want that explaining a little better. So that is 10 inches, that is 10 inches. So I'm looking at the wrong bit. Good job I brought some extra fabric down with me, isn't it? So what have you been making lately? Coffee would be nice. I am expecting a coffee. You did say bring me down a coffee. Lois, I know. I don't very often get things wrong like this because it means wasting a little bit of fabric. And that's the last thing that we want to do. Not really wasted there. That should be used for something else. Right, okay. So, just pretend that last 5 minutes never happened. Huh? So that's where the zip's going to go on the front here, like so. And then I've got the same size of 2 lining pieces, which is going to go on the opposite side of the zip. There, so that makes sense, doesn't it? So let's get this zip in first of all. And I want to make it so that you only see a little bit of the zip. So if I show you the finished bag again, I'm overlapping the top section and I'm sewing right on the edge of the zip at the bottom section. So I just wanted to have a line of a different colour across there like that. So that's the plan. So on the top section, zip facing down, that is a ridiculously long zip. With the right sides together, I'm just going to sew that as normal. So I'm going to move my needle over to the left hand side, so I don't need to put the zipper foot on, and sew down the centre of the zip tab. Oh, how long is it going to take for your thumb to get better? Oh, you've gone, oh, Hazel. That sounds painful. Hello, Anne. Making a zip bag. Another one. Jane's been making wonky cushions, lovely. Nancy's finished 5 birthday gifts for her daughters. Oh, oh, by the way, Nancy, I didn't see where you sent me a picture last week. Checked all my email addresses, but I couldn't see where the picture was. Right, so that's on the one side. Now I'm going to sew the plain fabric on the opposite side of the zip, but I want to sew quite close to the edge of the zip. So I'm not sewing down the centre like I did previously. I'm going to sew right on the edge. So I'm actually going to put the needle back into the centre because I'll find that easier. And literally about 1/8 of an inch or just a couple of millimetres away from the edge of the zip. And again, I'm going to trim this all down so it all fits later. That will make sense in just a second. Okay, so I've got this. So let's give that a bit of a press. Just missed the end of the fabric there. That was a little too close to the edge of the zip, I think. Okay, Jenny's sewing along with us, lovely. Okay, so let's give that a press. Where do loose threads come from like that? May as well iron the rest of it while we're here. And then I'm just going to fold this fabric over the zip. So just pinch it and fold it over the teeth of the zip. And I just want it to cover that, but we still see a little bit of the zip tape is the idea there. So let me just line that up a little bit better. Over we go, that's it. We don't want to cover it too much, else you're not going to be able to get hold of the zip slider, the zip pull to actually open it. So that's how it's going to look. So that bit's hidden. So now I can chop off the end of the zip. And I'm just going to sew that down, just to hold the ends in place. So within the seam allowance, so quite close to the edge, just sew across there. A boot bag for grandson's motocross boots, that's a good idea. And do the same on this side, but remember to open the zip before you do that. And let's organise the end. Make sure the zip's closed as you sew across it, as in the teeth are meeting. And that's that bit sewn in. And then I can chop this end of the zip off, like so. Right, and then we'll put the second side. Oh no, shouldn't have done that at that point. Oh, ignore that little bit. We should have done that later, because I need the edge of the zip showing so that we can put the second side of the lining on. Okay, so that was the bottom bit, that's the top bit. So with the zip sandwiched in between the two pieces, I'm going to sew from the same side that I've just sewn. I will do a YouTube video of this without the chat and everything else, with all of your measurements, so you don't need to take too much notice of exactly what I'm doing here. I only made this for the first time this morning, so it's always a learning curve, isn't it? I've actually got a tutorial on YouTube for a square pouch, which is really, the old videos are awful. So I'm in the process of replacing old videos. So I thought this might be a nice kind of updated version. what I've done on there. Okay, so that's the front of the bag, and I've got the lining on one side, so I need to put the lining on the opposite side of the zip here. So I'm just trapping the zip in the middle. Now this is the bit where I sewed right on the edge of the fabric. Cher's cutting up fabric for patterns. What are you making, Cher? And let's sew all the way down. Again, really close to the edge. I've come to the slider here, so I've got a lump, so I can simply move this out of the way. And sew. So now I've got the lining and the outer fabric on each side of the zip. And again, we can give that a quick press. This part of the lining is going to be bigger. This is where I'm saying we can trim this all down to size in just a second. Let's just press that away from here. With projects like this, when there's lots of pieces to put together that may not necessarily line up the first time you do this, I'd rather make everything a little bit too big and then cut it down so I know every single piece is going to be exactly the same size. So that's what I'm intending to do with this. So I want this whole thing now to measure 10 inches across still, but 11 inches down. Oops, there we go. So let me take my cutting mat again and we'll trim it. Oh, Patricia's been making Christmas trees. Lovely. So let's make sure it's square. And really, I mean, if you trim a little bit too much away, this isn't an exact size, it's just a little bag. So if yours ends up being an inch smaller than mine, or the whole thing ends up being a lot smaller or bigger than you imagined, really doesn't matter. So I want this to be 11 inches by 10 inches, but if it's 10 inches by 8 inches, doesn't really matter. Right, so we have that. Linda's been making Christmas hangings too. Is that what you're doing with all the Christmas fabric you've been ordering from the website? How can we show you? Lois, you can put pictures on here on Facebook. You can't put pictures on YouTube. Lisa's sorted out her sewing room and found a carpet. Who knew, she says. Right, so we need another piece of lining fabric to go on the back of this, because at the moment there's nothing behind the zip. So again, oh, that's right, I've cut it to the right size, look at that. So one piece of lining fabric behind there, and then this is the whole of the front of the bag, so that's what we're going to treat it like. So now we need to put the second zip across the top. So let's find what I've done with the second zip. It seems to be in the bin. I don't know why, but it went in the bin. Again, my zips are massively too long, but that's the way I like them. So this is going to go face down over the top of here. Just chop that end off because that is a silly long zip. Now, because I'm sewing through a few layers of fabric, I'm going to put a few pins in there. I don't normally with zips, but I am going to here. And we'll sew again straight down the centre of the zip tape. Oh, Val, I'm glad we got you started sewing. Thank you. Again, let's move this needle over to the left-hand side. Can you see more clearly there? And then we're going to sew straight down the centre of the zip tape. through all the layers of fabric. So we've got this. I think the fabric's gorgeous, Shirley. Did you hear your ditty earlier, by the way? Were you there then? I think that they're just so pretty, and they're not really loud. They're, you know, there's lots of colours on there, but they're quite subtle. They look quite vintage to me. Lois. I should put some tabs on the end of this zip before we actually sew it to the fabric. I'm glad you're paying attention, because I'm not at all. Right, so we need to cut our zip. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I did say at the beginning, did I not? See, if this was a YouTube video, then I would be editing this away so you don't see me making mistakes like this. But these things happen, don't they? All right, Lois. I'm glad you pointed it out, though. I'd have been making this up with realising in my mind that I'd missed a bit out, and then trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of that one without you realising. But you're too smart, aren't you? I just thought we'd do a quick demonstration on how to use a quick unpick while we're here. So this is a deliberate action of adding a zip before tabs. Let's put some tabs on the end of the zip. The reason for that, and seriously, thanks for pointing it out, because that was pretty bad, wasn't it? The reason for doing this is because with the zip that goes into the end of the fabric like so, you can't top stitch, and I like to see the top stitching around here. I think it just looks really, really neat, so that's why I thought I'd put them on this one. So I'll need to cut the zip down to the size I want, which is going to be, oh, don't cut that end off, which is going to be, let me cut the stoppers off the end of this, and I'll need that to be about an inch shorter each side than, got a lot of zip going in the bin here, haven't I, than the top of the fabric. And then we'll have a little bit of spare fabric here in the owl fabric. Hi, Denise in Dorset. And let's do that, and I'll need 4 pieces that measure about a couple of inches square. Again, they'll be too big, we need to trim those down to size. So I'm going to sew these to each side of the end of the zip, facing downwards like that. So the zip is trapped in the middle of the 2 pieces. It's a little bit like the Acorn Antiques of Sewing today, isn't it? Straight across the end, and then fold that back. As long as it's the same size as the zip and a little bit longer, don't worry about this not being the absolute perfect shape. And then we'll do the same on this side, and what I do like to do, because the zip needs to be open, is to use a little bit of fabric glue. Jean's got a clone in the form of an adjuster form, and I'm going to glue that so that the ends of the zip are held in place when I sew them together. That's the only reason for doing it. So if you have a little bit of glue, then it's useful, but don't rush out and buy any specially just to do that. Although we do have it for sale on the website, I think we have. Might be out of stock. Leslie, you've just missed me sewing a zip in when I shouldn't have done, and I'm picking it, basically. That's all you've missed so far, so it's not a lot. Purple in one camera and periwinkle on the overhead. Well, it must be very pretty. What looks dark blue? That's purple. Definite purple. It looks purple to me. Is that what we're talking about? They don't appear into the seam. The side seams stitch up alongside and wrap the... I followed another method of adding tabs to a zip where they don't disappear into the seam. The side seams literally stitch up alongside and right up to the tab, not over it. Came up beautiful. Debbie, send me a link, because I'm not quite sure. about that one, but it sounds interesting. I'm just going to glue the ends of those together to hold them in place. And then trim those to the ends, to the edges of the zip, so they're the same width. Still too long at the moment, but I'm not concerned about that. That will be trimmed down in just a second. And that goes down there. Like so. Okay, now we're going to put the zip in. So making sure that the slider is facing downwards. Oh, Susan, my mum had a mannequin called Dolly, and it was the same shape and size as my grandma, because she used to make a lot of clothes for my grandma. That's taking me back a bit as well. Right, so ignore the last bit where I had to unpick. This is going to sit in the centre of the top, and again, because we are sewing through lots of layers of fabric, I want to make sure that they're all meeting at the top, so I am going to put a couple of pins in there. And again, let's move the needle over to the left hand side and sew straight down the centre of the zip tab. Just take those pins out. Dolly and Ermentrude. Now Ermentrude was the cow in, let's do that out of the way. Ermentrude was the cow in Magic Roundabout that we were talking about last week, wasn't it? Oh, Connie, feel free to order fabric, Connie, from our new shiny website. It'll be a very pleasant experience. It is safe now as well. I know we had a message on Facebook when we first launched yesterday saying it's come up as not secure. It is secure now. That sign has now gone, so don't worry about putting in your personal details. Everything's nice and secure on there. Megan, hopefully both will be back soon. I think it's on order. Right, so we've got that. And then we'll need to put a second piece of lining on the opposite side. No, put the top piece on. Let me put the top piece on there. Where did I put the top piece? The back piece. Oh, Deborah, honestly. On the opposite side of the zip here, we're going to put the piece that had the wadding on the back. So that goes on the opposite side of the zip, like so. So let's move that zip out of the way. And sew the zip on here. Oh, I had some questions about the instructions for the little pouch that I made. I know we did that live a couple of weeks ago, but that's going to go on YouTube on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock UK time, because a lot of people were asking when the YouTube one was going to appear, but that is scheduled in for Saturday. Right, so we have, that's the front of the bag with the wadded side on the back. And again, I've only put the wadding on the back because we've ended up with quite a lot of fabric on the front here, and I thought it might be a little bit too much. And by not having any kind of wadding behind this folded bit, it creases a lot nicer as well. So that's why we've done that. So on the opposite side here, we'll need to put 2 more lining pieces. Okay, hope this makes sense. So I'm opening the zip up, lining side opposite here, and I'm going to sew straight across the same line that I've just sewn there. So that was where I unpicked earlier on, so I've got a little bit of thread there. So I've trapped the zip in between the centre of 2 lining pieces. Like so. A link for a shop. Can't do it while I'm sewing, Actually, I could. Oh, unless anybody would like to put a link to debbieshawsewing.com on Facebook for Sue, I'd be very grateful if that's okay. Thank you. All right, so we have this. So that's the zip trapped in between. Oh, I've done that wrong again. There we go.
Copy.
Oh, thank you. Sewing the second side on here. That looks like cloudy lemonade with ice in it to me.
Coffee with ice.
A coffee and ice, thank you very much. The Wonky Beach Huts.
Anybody else?
Don't do that, you'll have inundated with requests. The Wonky Beach Huts bags is one of the projects on Half Yard Club, Stacey. It's the front material up. Oh, I haven't put it on upside down, have I? No, it's on the right way. Look, that's the front material. That's the front of the bag. That's the back of the bag. So it's all on the right way round. Thank you, cher Crevu. Let's sew the opposite side of the lining on here. Seems to be one of those days today when sometimes you wish that everything was pre-recorded so you could edit it all nicely, and then things wouldn't matter if they went wrong, would it? Yes, actually, Mary, thank you for asking. That's very kind of you. Gary's knee is, in fact, I need to nag him a bit because he was supposed to go and see a chiro something or other. And over the weekend he said, you know, my leg's better, but I think he should go anyway because it was very painful when it was very painful. So yes, I think you should go and be manipulated anyway. So I should have a word. But that's really nice of you to remember. Thank you. Right, so I'm sewing over the same stitch line that I've just sewn. I've come to the slide a bit, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. Get the email to write to. Okay. It's customer service at debbieshawsewing.com. Can you remember that? That's the email address to write to if you want to contact me or Kim, because Connie's having problems getting into their account. Connie, we've got the details of your email. You should be on there, but you do need to reset your password. Basically, it's a completely new website, so there isn't a link to the other one. So we've transferred over all of the products, we've transferred over your email addresses, but we can't transfer any of your personal data. So you may see your email address when you get there. If you don't, then just completely re-register like you're a new customer. I just want to say as well, you won't be, if you're an existing customer, and I said I didn't realise there were so many of you, 8,000 of you, you won't be able to look at previous orders because the old website's now shut. This is completely brand new from scratch on the new website. But we do have a record of all of your orders. So if you do want me to, I can send you a spreadsheet. So if you've got Excel, I can send you a spreadsheet of all of the orders that you've ever placed with us if you need that. I've already sent it to Megan and to Leslie earlier on. So if you want that, it's there. But we will always have a record of your old orders anyway. So we'll keep that. We'll keep that anyway. Connie, it'll go straight to your hips, you know. Sugar and milk and topped with whipped cream. The brown purse behind me is actually this month's, are we August yet? Next month's Half Yard Club project. A laptop bag in 2 sizes, don't you know? Right, so here we have the zip in the middle. Lining on this side. I'm going to give it a quick press. And then we'll top stitch around it, which was the whole plan. Chai latte. I don't even know what these things are, these fancy coffees. I'm just a black coffee kind of girl myself. Let's do this. We will, oh, that's a thought, Sarah. Yes, that is a thought. On the old or on the new one as well, actually, you should get an email when you place an order. So if you've got those, that's your record, isn't it? Sarah, thank you for that. That makes sense. Okay. So I've just pressed that away from the zip, and then I shall top stitch all the way around the edge here. I can do oh, that's nice and warm. Let's do a longer stitch on this one, so I can go back to the middle and lengthen the stitch. I'm going up to 3, and then literally sew all the way around. And this helps. It looks nice, but it also helps to keep the fabric away from the zip, so it keeps it nice and flat. So you're not going to, at any point, have a bit of fabric trapped inside the zip. Let's move the slider out of the way, so we'll start with the needle down while we do that. And carry on sewing. Top thread keeps breaking as I go across the zip. Thread from the bottom fine. As you're sewing actually over that, I don't know why you threaded break going over there. Try just turning, if it's just across the teeth of the zip you're going, try just turning the hand wheel instead of using your foot pedal. That may help to solve it. Brigade I work for used to tell me to stop nagging. My response was, it's not nagging, I'm giving constructive advice. Good thinking. Right, so that's the front and that's the bag. The back. It is the bag, but it's the back of the bag. Old website's gone. Oh, I missed that one. Sorry, Sharon, I missed your email there. The Half Yard Sewing Club website is completely separate to the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. So yes, we've got a new website. You will need to reset your password. Don't have to do anything to your Half Yard Club site. Nothing has changed over there. The two aren't connected at all. So it's just our website that's different. Oh, thank you, Holly. I'm glad you like it. Mary, I only started in the middle because I didn't want to move the slider out of the way. That's the only reason. Nothing apart from that. Right, best thread to use, please. Sandra, I use Gutermann. I've got a Gutermann on there at the moment, and it's a sew-all, which is, what have I got there? Actually, no, I've got a polyester on that one. To be honest, the brand of the thread I think is really important because you need to use a quality thread. Cheaper threads tend to be quite fibrous and quite fluffy, and they use shorter strands of cotton to make the thread. The fluffiness can eventually build up lint inside your sewing machine, which isn't going to damage it, just means you're going to have to clean it later on, more often, and it will break more easily as well. So I'm all Gutermann. The easiest way to tell if you've got a good quality thread is literally to take it and pull it and see how long it takes to actually break. That's a really strong thread. That took a long time to break, and I've got a ridge in my finger. If you've got a thread that just snaps really easily, it's going to snap really easily in your seam. So make sure you've got a good brand. You don't have to go for Gutermann. Aurifil is a good brand. Metla is a good brand. Coats do a good brand. Are Coats still going? Can't think. But big brands, you may pay a little bit more for it, but it's worth it because it's stronger. As far as, that's a polyester one. What's that one? That's 100% cotton. To be honest, I may be wrong, but I don't pay too much attention to what the fibre content of the thread actually is. So I don't even look whether I'm using polyester cotton or polycotton or anything else, because I think nowadays they're very much the same. Your cotton threads don't tend to, well, they won't shrink because they've been mercerized, is that the word? So they've been chemically treated so they don't shrink and the colours don't run. So cotton, polyester, I don't tend to take too much notice. I pick the colour of the thread that I want and I just use it. Gutermann do a sew-all thread, which is I think it's a cotton core with polyester wrapped around it, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. The only time you may consider only using cotton is if you're quilting. I know a lot of quilters will only use a cotton fabric, and if you're using a stretch fabric, then you may want to use polyester, because they say that polyester is a stronger thread, so it'll cope more with the stretch, they say. Personally, I don't know what I'm using, I just go for the brand, and it seems to work for me anyway. Moon, that's it, and Moon fabrics are very good. Moon for Marilyn as well, yep, absolutely. Silky Thread, Brian, yep, brilliant. It's all of these big names, isn't it? They may be. Oh, hang on a minute. So I missed a comment there that I really wanted to read. HB Bugbear, but could you please provide me a profound deaf woman with closed captioning? I don't know how to do that. Does anybody know how to do closed captioning? Because I don't know whether that's something I need to do or something that you need to do. So if anybody knows, could you let me know, and I shall certainly look into that. Oracle, yeah, that Linda, great. What zips do I use? The ones I've got at the moment, Nicey, are just the ones that I've got at the website. They're not branded. I don't think we've got any in stock at the moment, but no particular. I've never had a problem with zips fraying, to be honest. It is Coates Moon, isn't it, Lisa? I wasn't sure if Coates was still in business. Right, Moon August, yep, absolutely. Yeah, so sorry, go back to Linda. Closed captioning, if you don't mind. Anybody do that? Right, so that's that. And then go into settings on your lower right YouTube screen. This is on Facebook, Free Spirit. I'm not sure how to do that on Facebook. But for anybody that wants to close captioning on YouTube, Free Spirit says go into your settings on your lower right hand YouTube screen, and you should be able to activate the CC button, closed caption button. If I'm right in thinking, it doesn't always translate accurately. Megan on Facebook for the captions. So somebody will come up with an answer, Linda. Right, let's sew this thing together. So right side to right side, and remember the right side's got a few layers of fabric here, like 3, and then these two pieces right sides together as well. So that's the lining side, that's the outer bag. Bit of a fluff magnet this, isn't it? And when I come to the side here, I've got this like H shape that pushes into the lining side. So I'm going to sew all the way around, and I'm going to leave a gap in the bottom so I can turn it the right side out. I'm not squaring the base on this bag because I don't think it would be quite right for this one. So I'm just going to line up the edges, and away we go. If you like to pin, then do feel free. Oh, zip open. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, Lisa. I did. I don't swear. I'm not a swearer. Even under stress, I'm not a swearer. But when you look at the captions on YouTube, oh, the language I came out with, it's shocking. Oh, thank you, Stacey. So, Linda, are you watching? This is what Google says for Facebook Live video. Click the top right hand of Facebook, select Settings and Privacy, then click, oh, hang on a minute. Then click Settings and select Turn on Caption. Okay, so this is what you need to do, yes, Stacey, not what I need to do. So you can turn on the captions yourself. Lois, every day is a day for a gin. I don't always fulfill that, by the way, just FYI. Oh, I'm glad you, isn't it nice? Aren't you a nice lot? I love these live sessions, don't you? So I'm going to do this again for YouTube for those of you that don't like the yatta. I just think it's so nice to converse like this. Oh, thank you, Kath. Oh, do you like it? I'm just so excited. so excited about maybe Megan, it's because it's live. Maybe the subtitles go on afterwards. Do you think? Oh yeah, Kath, so excited about the new website. It's looking really good. Still a few tweaks. It's still ongoing at the moment. And Larry, I don't suppose you're watching because you're still tweaking, but appreciate what you've done over the last few days. Why have I got Lois? Oh, loves the. Oh, is that? Oh, I've got a picture of a Highland cow. Love Highland cows. My password will not work. Margaret, I'm not sure why you can't reset. Having a torrential thunderstorm. I tell you what, because the guys, the web designers are still working on it at the moment. So can you please message me if you do have any problems, and I don't know what I can do, but I can pass this on to the web designers and they should be able to help out. Yeah, Megan's on there, okay. In fact, when I put the post on this morning about resetting your passwords and re-registering, I think we had something like 2,000 already. Debbie, if it says that you're already in use, can you reset the password? We did carry over 8,000 of your email addresses from the old website, so that's probably where it's saying that the email's already there. It's picked up on the fact that it's found you, but you will need to reset the password. Thanks, Margaret. Stephanie created a whole new account. Yes, I'm sorry about that. The thing is, with it being a completely new website, it's a new domain, it's new everything, so we can't carry over from one to another. It's like two completely different stores. You can't carry personal information from one to another. Deirdre, we do simple things really. I'm not going to be doing any we may do dressmaking tips. That might be an idea, Deirdre, actually. Actual dressmaking though, because you're going to need a pattern. So you'd have to buy a pattern, the same pattern as I'm using, but we could do it. We could do a few hints and tips. Maybe we should do that next week. Maybe we'll have a look at techniques like easing and understitching, and let me know what you want. Let me know if that's going to be okay. So Deirdre, a quilt as you go is a nice idea as well. I'm not sure which panels though. We've got panels on the website, haven't we? I'll have a look. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Sarah. He's taking it easy, Lisa. Anyway, we're sewing, aren't we? We get all chatty, don't we? Oh, fly zips. Oh gosh. Now I need to put some thought into that one because I haven't done a fly zip since I went to college. But we could do that. Right. There are, by the way, just... Did I leave a gap? Yes. Just throwing it out there. Lots of dressmaking tips on the Half Yard Club website. If you remember, I make up a complete shirt, so there's collars and cuffs and plackets and things like that. There's dressmaking tips, how to read and understand patterns and all that kind of thing. I think the ease and the understitching and all that kind of jargon is already explained on there as well. So if you are a member, go and have a look on your website. Oh, I don't know what the noise is. I think it's your end. Can't hear noises over here. Right, so I'm snipping off the corners just so that I'm cutting down on the book and making the points a little bit, hopefully more pointy. And then let's turn this through. Are we going to do any more squirrel cushion panels? Oh, Leslie, what on earth are they? That was, oh, look at me covered in bits. I've had strangers in Morrison's picking bits off me before now. No, that was, I did those for Sewing Street, Sewing Quarter, actually, that was a while ago. So no plans at the moment. Hi Larry in Virginia. No. Oh, now I wanted to ask you, because I had a question this morning. Just noticed Nancy says she's made 3 of the kimono. Oh, Niece has made 3 kimono jackets. The box top that I made for Half Yard Club, where you measure your size, you measure the sleeves, and then you measure the bust measurement. I've had a question from Jackie this morning that she was saying, what happens if your bust measurement is longer than the sleeve? So I was thinking extend the sleeve and maybe lift it up a little bit so it goes out more that way. But if any of you have already made that, where if you've come across that problem, you've overcome it, let me know what you did. So I've got a little dog Shadow in the doorway. Hey Bob. Hey Bobbin. No, she's not coming in. Yes, if you've altered or if you've changed the pattern or you've made it a little bit different, then let me know. I'd love to hear. Oh, there is my dressmaking book. Thank you, Sarah. Blatant plug. I put some thought into that one, Megan. I'm having to think about how to do that one. How you deal with really fraying fabrics such as beautiful red brocade fabric. Oh, pink and does that not work? It is gorgeous fabric, but it does fray a lot, doesn't it? There's a product called Fray Stop, which I think is just a fancy name for PVA glue. I may be wrong. Hello, Julie in California. Anybody use Fray Stop? It looks like PVA glue. I wouldn't imagine you can sew through it very easily, but just a drizzle along the edge of the fabric may work. Pattern match. What's he put in me cloudy lemonade? Oh, the one in the So Useful book. Oh, just a mini version of that. I was thinking more of a drawstring bag type thing, Megan. But one of those that opens out into a we could do that for a mini iron, couldn't we? I shall have to think. I'm turning this the right side out without even telling you what I'm doing. Let me show you where we are. All right. Fray check. Is that the one? Fray check, Fray stop. Is that the same kind of thing? I bet it's just PVA glue, isn't it? Let's stick those corners out. With my little turning tool that I can't find. There we go, it's right in front of me like it normally is. Gin. Kath, I wish. It's only 5:10. 5:10. It could be gin time. Right. Hello, Julie. California. So I'm just poking out the corners. Connie, no, honestly. Barclay, I am outing Barclays for throwing so many hoops at us to jump through you wouldn't believe. As of this morning, everything that they have asked for has now been provided. So I'm vodka. So I'm hoping it won't be too long. I'm getting a bit sick of it, really. I would have liked to have. I'd like to have moved in the summer because our new place has got wisteria all over the front of it. We haven't seen it in flower. Well, actually, we have because we took a drive past the other day just to have a look, and it looks beautiful. So yeah, I'm hoping it won't be too long. Do you need a special needle on the sewing machine for sewing sequin fabric? Oh, Sarah. I really don't know. So who else has been sewing sequin fabric and do you use a special needle? I would imagine that a denim needle would be more suitable because it's a stronger needle if you're sewing through plastic basically, aren't you? Sarah wants to see pictures of sequin dog outfits. Need to see pictures of these. 5 o'clock somewhere. I think it's gin o'clock somewhere, I think. Rum. Oh, I don't like rum at all. Lisa built a butcher's block this morning. With a rude, she was sending me a picture with a rude ditty. It's noonish. in the USA. It's never too early for gin time if you're into that kind of thing. Anyway, we're supposed to be sewing. So this is looking rather nice actually, considering you've kept me talking so much. So I've turned it the right side out. There's the front. Of course I have an L. Patricia, oh I don't know Patricia, I have to say I'm not a, I don't know if I don't think I've ever sewn with sequins, to be honest. Jane's used sequin stretch fabric on leotards, just a universal needle, says Jane. I suppose I'd always think with the needle, I'm just sewing the opening close. I think with your needle, I think of the needle as like the fuse on your sewing machine. It's going to be the first thing to go. So if you're sewing with the wrong needle, or it's not thick enough or strong enough, it'll break. And that's not the end of the world, rather the needle break than your sewing machine. So I see no harm in just trying and see what happens, to be honest. Alice, did you say something about wadding? I missed it. Christine, the fabrics are gorgeous, aren't they? I'm really pleased with these. I'm going to press this again. So I've sewn the opening closed in the lining. Let's push that inside. Oh, Sarah, I know it's ridiculous. You know, we put an offer in on this flipping house in March. How long does it take to just move? We're all packed up and ready and everything. Just going to iron this and then we're done. Frey Bock. That sounded like a swear word, didn't it? Frey Bock is better. I've not heard of that one, Celia. Yeah, I'll have to have a look into products that stop fabric from fraying. All right, I'm just giving this a press because we're just about finished. And I've left this on for days before now, you know, it's dreadful. Push out that corner a little bit more. And that's done. So again, you can make it in any size you like. If you wanted to make it longer to put a tablet in, or wider, narrower, whatever it is. I just thought it was a different way of showing a zip at the on the front of the bag, and when you open it, because I know there's lots of layers of fabric there, but it is fully lined on the inside as well. So if you're going to be making things that you're going to sell, or you're giving as gifts or anything like that, I always think the finishing touches are really nice. If you wanted to, it's poking out a little bit more there. You could put a wristlet or a tab on the side, or a piece of ribbon or something, or of course put a piece of ribbon through the zip as well, just to decorate that. And because there's quite a lot of plain fabric on the front here, if you wanted to put some a plique on there, or if you've got an embroidery machine, then you could embroider names and things like that on there as well. Oh, Nancy, I don't know where you sent them to though, because I couldn't find them. I shall send you my personal email address so you can send them there. Thank you very much, Lisa. Yes, I should be back again at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. I don't know what we're doing. I must plan these demos further in advance. This one was a plan at like 10 o'clock this morning. Oh, I could make one of those. So I don't know what we're going to be doing at the moment, but oh, hang on a minute. One of the sequin fabrics we use, they're stuck onto the fabric rather than other sequin fabric. Shirley, I'm glad you like it, thank you. Freycheck is a Dritz brand, is it? I shall have a look at that. How do you add the strap? Linda, if you're going to add a strap, before, you know, we got to the stage where we had the, shall I do that on the YouTube video? We'll put a strap on that one. Before you sew, like when we've got the right side, the opposite, before we sew the whole thing together, then you're going to make a loop of fabric and just sew it to the side here facing inwards, and then you'll fold it over and sew right sides together all the way around. I hope that makes sense, but I'll do that on the YouTube video. I'll get on with that after I've finished here. Sarah says thanks for the demo and the yatta, thank you. birdhouse peg bag is in my oh, what's it called? The vintage book that I made. Was it so vintage? Half Yard Vintage. Half Yard Vintage. It's in that book. So I think I'm on about 26 at the moment. Yeah, that was in Half Yard Vintage. I'm glad you like it, Linda. Thank you. Okay, then let me just have a check over here. We seem to have gone quite smoothly tech-wise today. I know there's a lot of freezing and stuff going on YouTube, but I think for the best part we were okay. Again, like I said right at the beginning when we came to you live, thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your orders on the new website. Oh right, I'll have a look at that, Connie. Thank you, Nancy. The Ragdoll book. Oh, Lisa, I've only just made the new Ragdoll. It's going to be next spring before the book's actually published. Thanks, Cher. Thanks, Anne. Bye to you. Right, so I'm going to be back again on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. And like I was saying, thank you so much for your support and staying with us while we've transferred everything over to the new website. I still think it's really exciting, and it's going to be so much better than the previous one for your benefit as well. So thank you for that. Right, I shall see you again Saturday morning. So take care. Keep on sewing. Keep sending me your pictures. Love to hear from you. And take care of yourself. I'll see you again on Saturday. Bye bye. Oh, before I go, Michaela, Bobbin's fine. She's just gone a bit camera shy at the moment. She's outside sunbathing. She's absolutely fine, thank you. But you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Off you go. You hang up first. I'll see you again next week.